In this video, we're going to walk through how to use API keys in Loocey so you can start building integrations with external tools and services. Let's get started. First, go to the top right corner of the site and click on your profile icon. From the drop-down menu, select Edit Profile. Once you're on the profile page, look at the menu on the left-hand side. Here, you'll see an option called API Keys. Go ahead and click on it. This is the API Keys page. API keys are used to integrate Loocey with other applications. It's important to know that API keys are highly confidential and have the same level of access as the current user. Because of that, you should always store your API keys securely and never share them publicly. On this page, you'll also see a note pointing you to the API reference documentation, which contains details about available endpoints and how to use them. Now, let's create a new API key. Click on the New button. This opens the Create New API Key window. Here, you'll enter a name for your API key. This name is only for identification purposes, so choose something that clearly describes how the key will be used. Once the key is created, make sure to copy it and store it in a safe place. Anyone with access to this key will have the same permissions as your user account. If you ever need to revoke access, you can return to this page and delete the API key. Deleting a key immediately disables it for any integrations using it. Now that we've created an API key, the next step is learning how to actually use it. To do this, we'll use a tool called Postman, which allows you to send API requests and view responses. The simplest way to test the APIs is to observe the requests and responses while using Loocey's web interface. The API endpoints are the same, which means you can make identical requests using your API key. Let's try this. First, go to Loocey and open the bidding board as an example. Then right-click and select Inspect or open Chrome Developer Tools and refresh the page. Next, go to the Network tab in Developer Tools. You should see all the requests being made. Select Fetch XHR to filter the API requests. For this example, we're interested in the Get Records request since it's the one that retrieves the data for the bidding board. Now we need to check a few things. Get the endpoint and request method, go to Headers tab, get the endpoint from request URL, which should be all after the API. And also note down the request method. In this case, it's post. Next, get the payload, go to Payload tab, click on View Source and copy the JSON. You can also view the Preview tab to see the response, but this is all we need to set up our Postman request. Next, open Postman and create a new request. Then open Loocey's API reference page and navigate to the same endpoint so you can grab the full request URL. Make sure to include all the parameters you saw in the Chrome Network tab. In this case, it'll be List Data Get Records endpoint. Next, copy and paste the payload into the body section of Postman and set it as raw JSON. And finally, go to Headers tab and enter the API key as a header key would be API key. Value would be your generated API key value. Finally, click Send. You should see the same response that you get from the Loocey web interface, and that's it. By inspecting network requests in Chrome DevTools and recreating them in Postman using your API key, you can quickly test Loocey's APIs and understand how the platform works behind the scenes. This approach makes it easy to experiment with different endpoints and start building integrations with external tools and services. That's it for today. Be sure to subscribe to our channel to be notified when we release new tutorials. Thanks for watching and see you next time.